Let me ask you something that most people over 60 never hear from their doctors. What if I told you your muscles aren't built at the gym or even during the day, but while you sleep? That's right. The most powerful phase of muscle growth doesn't happen when you're lifting weights or walking laps. It happens in the quiet, dark hours of the night. But here's the part that most seniors miss. If you don't prepare your body properly before bed, your muscles can shrink instead of grow. See, as we age, our body's ability to repair and rebuild muscle gets weaker, but not impossible. In fact, research from places like the Mayo Clinic and the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology shows that muscle is now considered a key organ of longevity. Not just for strength, but for blood sugar control, balance, immunity, and even brain function. But, and this is a big but, what you do in the 90 minutes before bedtime can either trigger repair or speed up decline. Let's say you eat something sugary before bed. That spikes insulin, suppresses growth hormone, and shuts down your body's natural overnight recovery. Or maybe you fall asleep in front of the TV. That blue light can delay your deep sleep cycle, the exact window when your muscles would normally regenerate. But here's the good news. With just a few simple shifts, you can turn bedtime into your body's most powerful healing window. There's one type of slow-digesting protein, for example, found in certain dairy or plant-based foods, that's been shown to feed your muscles throughout the night, reducing age-related muscle loss. And there's a simple amino acid, glycine, that not only helps you sleep deeper, but boosts collagen repair and strength. Even your bedroom temperature and lighting can influence whether your body enters an anabolic building or catabolic breaking down state. So if you're over 60 and you're doing everything right during the day, walking, eating clean, staying active, but still feeling weaker over time, your nighttime habits might be the missing piece. Stay with us because in the next few minutes, we'll walk you through the exact evening routine that top researchers recommend to rebuild muscle, protect mobility, and age with power. It's not magic, it's just smarter aging. Ready? Let's begin. When we think about building muscle, most people picture a dumbbell or a treadmill. But the real truth, muscle doesn't grow when you're exercising. It grows after, and primarily while you sleep. More specifically, your body rebuilds muscle during a particular stage called slow-wave sleep, also known as deep sleep. And this stage isn't just rest. It's a powerful biological reset where your brain and body enter a synchronized rhythm. It's during this phase that your body releases a critical hormone, human growth hormone. Now, don't let the name fool you. Growth hormone isn't just for kids. It's essential for cell repair, fat metabolism, immune support, and muscle regeneration. In fact, a groundbreaking study from the journal Sleep revealed that nearly 70% of your body's daily growth hormone is released during the first deep sleep cycle, typically within the first 2 hours of shutting your eyes. Think of that hormone surge like your body's construction crew, coming in with tools to rebuild tissue, restore joints, and reinforce your muscle fibers from the wear and tear of the day. But here's where the problem begins. If your sleep is shallow, delayed, or interrupted, you may miss that critical surge altogether. And your muscles, they're left waiting for workers who never arrive. One study from the University of Chicago tracked adults who slept only 5 hours per night for a week. The result? A 60% decrease in muscle protein synthesis, an increase in muscle-wasting markers, and higher levels of cortisol and insulin resistance, both of which accelerate tissue breakdown. That means even if you're eating well and moving your body daily, poor sleep could be silently sabotaging all your efforts. So what's actually happening when your sleep is off? Well, when you don't reach deep sleep, a region of your brain called the hypothalamus doesn't send the right signals to activate your body's repair systems. Cortisol, the stress hormone, stays high. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, stays low. And your body shifts into survival mode rather than recovery mode. Now, this isn't just a temporary glitch. Over time, chronic sleep disruption can speed up sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, even in people who are otherwise doing everything right. So how do you protect this vital repair window? It starts with a simple principle. Go to bed before midnight and aim for at least 90 minutes of uninterrupted sleep right at the start of the night. That's when your anabolic or building hormones are most active. And if you have trouble falling asleep, try dimming lights and avoiding screens 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That helps melatonin rise naturally. Also, cut off caffeine by 2 p.m. Even a late afternoon cup of coffee can delay deep sleep and suppress your growth hormone surge. Because at the end of the day, or rather, in the first hours of the night, your body decides whether to rebuild or retreat. So give your muscles the nighttime support they deserve. They've carried you through life this far. Help them carry you further, with strength, grace, and science on your side. Let me ask you something that might shift your entire approach to aging strong. Have you ever committed to exercising regularly, eating right, and still felt like your muscles just weren't changing? You're not alone, and it's not your fault. More often than not, the missing piece isn't your effort, it's your recovery window. And the foundation of that recovery, deep, uninterrupted sleep. See, your muscles don't grow while you're lifting weights or walking laps. They grow after the work is done, when your body is in repair mode. And that mode is triggered during deep sleep, the kind that happens when your room is dark, your stress is low, and your habits are aligned. Think of it like this. Exercise breaks your muscles down. Food delivers the tools to fix them. But sleep is the construction crew. Without it, there's no one to do the rebuilding. Here's the empowering truth: sleep is trainable. Just like your muscles, your brain can learn to enter deeper, more restorative rest with a few key shifts. And when you pair that with the right nighttime nutrition, you don't just sleep, you grow stronger in your sleep. Now here's something most people completely miss, even those who are into fitness. You can trigger overnight muscle repair simply by choosing the right kind of protein before bed. Not just any protein, casein protein. You've probably heard of whey protein. It's fast digesting, great after a workout, but before bed, fast isn't what you want. You want something slow, something steady. That's where casein shines. Unlike whey, casein digests slowly, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream gradually over 6-8 hours. This creates a gentle trickle of building blocks your body uses to repair and reinforce muscle tissue all night long. One study from a top university in the Netherlands had participants consume 40 grams of casein about 30 minutes before bed. They used muscle biopsies to track recovery, and what they found was striking. Muscle protein synthesis was significantly higher overnight, even though nothing else changed during the day. Even better, the benefits held true for older adults too. A 2020 meta-analysis published in Nutrients confirmed that pre-sleep protein intake, especially casein, helped prevent muscle loss, even during calorie restriction or aging. Which means, even if you've already eaten well all day, adding casein at night gives your body one more layer of defense against age-related decline. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about owning your time, using the night to heal, grow, and thrive. And in just a moment, we'll walk through exactly how much casein you need, the best forms to choose, and one nighttime shake recipe that makes it effortless. Because if you're going to sleep anyway, why not make it the strongest part of your day? Here's a powerful evening habit that can transform the way your body repairs itself while you sleep, and it's simpler than you think. Roughly 30 to 60 minutes before bed, mix 30 to 40 grams of micellar casein protein with water or unsweetened almond milk. It's not a meal, it's fuel for your overnight rebuild. Prefer whole foods? No problem. Just 1/5 cups of low-fat cottage cheese gives you about the same amount of casein and makes for a great bedtime snack. Now, I know what you might be wondering. Won't eating before bed cause weight gain or disrupt my sleep? Actually, the opposite may be true. Multiple studies, including those from Florida State University and Maastricht University, have shown that a small, low-calorie, high-protein snack before bed does not impair sleep. In fact, it can improve next morning metabolism, reduce hunger, and even enhance fat oxidation. The key is avoiding sugar and fatty foods that spike insulin or disturb your sleep architecture. Casein digests slowly, releasing amino acids through the night to feed your muscles while you rest. And thanks to its mildly satiating effect, it can also prevent blood sugar dips or cravings that might otherwise wake you up at 2 a.m. So, if you're over 50 and trying to preserve muscle, speed up recovery, or simply feel stronger tomorrow than you did today, this one nightly habit could make a world of difference. It's low effort, high reward, and easy to start tonight. And if this kind of insight is giving you a new way to think about your body and your health, I invite you to subscribe. Every week we break down real science. No hype, no gimmicks, just practical tools to help you age powerfully. Now let's take a look at a common mistake that could quietly sabotage everything we've just discussed. Because while casein supports growth, one common food mistake before bed can completely shut off your body's most powerful nighttime repair signal. Let's talk about growth hormone, the unsung hero of overnight recovery. Growth hormone isn't just for kids. It helps repair muscle, burn fat, and rebuild collagen for joints and connective tissue. And guess what? Most of your daily growth hormone is released during the first deep sleep cycle, typically within 2 hours of falling asleep. But here's the kicker. If your insulin is elevated from a high-carb snack, think cookies, chips, white bread, or even a sweetened yogurt, that growth hormone surge gets blunted or completely blocked. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirms this. Participants who consumed high-glycemic meals before bed showed up to 60% less growth hormone activity overnight compared to those who kept their evening meals low in sugar and starch. That's a massive difference, and it doesn't just affect recovery. It impacts fat metabolism, cellular repair, and even how energized and mobile you feel the next day. So what's the fix? Simple. Avoid high sugar, fast-digesting carbs for 2-3 hours before sleep. Choose slow carbs earlier in the evening if needed, like sweet potatoes or legumes. Then, make protein the star of your pre-bed routine. Because when you control your insulin, you unlock your natural recovery systems, and your body responds with strength, resilience, and healing. Coming up next, we'll cover the perfect wind-down routine, light, movement, and breath, that works with your protein intake to build muscle while you sleep. You won't want to miss this next step. Here's something many people don't realize, especially if you're trying to build or preserve muscle after 60. What you eat at night doesn't just affect your digestion. It directly influences how well your body repairs itself while you sleep. Let's start with carbs. Yes, they're not all bad, but timing and type matter more than ever as you age. That big bowl of white rice, those soft rolls, that scoop of ice cream or sweet tea. These high-glycemic foods create a sharp spike in blood sugar, which floods your system with insulin. And when insulin is high, your body turns off growth hormone, the single most powerful muscle repair signal your body naturally produces during deep sleep. So if you're going to have carbs in the evening, choose ones that work with your recovery, not against it. Go for low glycemic options like berries, lentils, or a small serving of steel-cut oats. And keep the portion moderate, ideally under 30 grams of net carbs. Pairing carbs with protein and fiber also helps slow down absorption and prevents that insulin spike from interfering with your sleep hormones. Have you ever woken up groggy, bloated, or feeling inflamed after a heavy dinner? That's not just poor digestion. It could be your body telling you it missed its critical overnight repair window. And here's another sneaky saboteur: alcohol. Even though it's not technically a carbohydrate, alcohol triggers an insulin response and disrupts your sleep quality far more than you might expect. One glass of wine or a cocktail within 2 hours of bedtime has been shown to reduce growth hormone output by up to 75%. That's not a small hit. It's a full cancellation of your natural repair crew. And the effects stack up night after night. The takeaway: you don't need to cut carbs or avoid every indulgence, but by adjusting what and when you eat before bed, you're creating a hormonal environment that supports growth, not breakdown. And that's entirely within your control. But food isn't the only factor. In our next section, we'll explore how something as simple as your light exposure before bed can elevate cortisol, suppress melatonin, and quietly erode your muscle health. Spoiler alert, it's not just your phone screen, it's your whole environment. Let's talk about something you may have never connected to muscle loss: light. Not just sunlight or room lighting, but specifically the kind of light you're exposed to in the evening. Because as it turns out, what your eyes see before bed can directly affect how your body builds, or breaks down, muscle overnight. At the center of it all is a tiny area in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. It's your body's master clock, and it takes signals from the light around you to tell your hormones what to do. When it gets dark, the SCN is supposed to cue your brain to lower cortisol, your stress hormone, and raise melatonin, your sleep hormone. That's the switch that shifts your body into repair mode. But here's the problem. Modern life has flooded our nights with blue light, from phones, tablets, TVs, computer screens, even ceiling LEDs. And your brain, it can't tell the difference between that blue glow and the natural light of midday. So when you scroll through your phone at 10 p.m., your brain thinks it's still daytime. Cortisol stays up, melatonin stays down, and your body stays alert, not in recovery. Why does this matter for muscle? Because cortisol is catabolic. It breaks tissue down. If cortisol is elevated at night, it not only suppresses your growth hormone, the very hormone that repairs and builds muscle while you sleep, it also triggers muscle breakdown. That's right. Your body can literally undo the progress you made in the gym earlier that day just by being exposed to the wrong light at the wrong time. One study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that exposure to bright blue light between 10 p.m. and midnight delayed melatonin by over an hour and spiked nighttime cortisol levels by up to 40%. That's like hitting the brakes on recovery and pressing the gas on stress, all while you're trying to rest. So what can you do? Here's your evening muscle-preserving protocol. About an hour before bed, dim your lights. Swap bright white bulbs for warm, amber tones. On your devices, turn on the built-in night mode or install apps like Lux that reduce blue light automatically. Even better, consider blue light blocking glasses. Research from the University of Houston shows they significantly improve melatonin production and sleep quality, even in a well-lit room. And it's not just light. Your content matters too. Avoid stress-triggering media before bed. That includes news, tense emails, or emotionally charged conversations. These spike cortisol the same way bright light does. Ask yourself this. Have you ever climbed into bed, scrolled your phone thinking it would help you relax, and somehow felt more anxious or restless instead? That's not just in your head. It's a biological response. And now you know. It could be sabotaging your muscle health without you even realizing it. If this helped you rethink your nighttime habits, give the video a like and consider subscribing. We're here every week with practical, science-backed tools to help you age with strength, clarity, and confidence. Now let's shift gears, from screens and stress to something almost no one talks about at night: movement. But not the kind you're thinking of. I'm not asking you to do jumping jacks in your pajamas. I'm talking about a simple, gentle 2-minute routine before bed that can dramatically improve how your body repairs, stabilizes blood sugar, and preserves muscle overnight. And the best part, it's so easy you can do it in your living room, slippers and all. It's called pre-sleep movement, and it's one of the most underused science-backed tools for aging well. So what is it? We're not talking about a full workout. Just light, low-intensity motion, a short walk around the house, some easy arm circles, hip rolls, or even standing wall angels. Add in a few rounds of deep belly breathing, and you've just activated your muscles, boosted circulation, and told your nervous system, hey, it's safe to relax. Why does this matter so much? Because one of the hidden disruptors of sleep and muscle health is elevated blood sugar at bedtime. It can come from a carb-heavy dinner, a sedentary evening, or even a glass of wine. And when your blood sugar stays high before bed, your body struggles to regulate hormones like cortisol and insulin. That means poor sleep and increased muscle breakdown. But just 2-3 minutes of movement before sleep can help redirect that sugar into your muscle cells, where it belongs, not floating around causing inflammation. In fact, researchers publishing in Diabetology found that even 2 minutes of slow walking after a meal significantly improved blood glucose control compared to staying seated. And additional studies in Frontiers in Physiology showed that light activity within 30 minutes of sleep helped lower insulin, improve growth hormone release, and protect lean muscle tissue through the night. Think of it this way. Your muscles are like a sponge. When you move even lightly, you squeeze out excess sugar from your bloodstream and make room for overnight repair. So the next time you brush your teeth and head to bed, add one more step. Move for 2 minutes. Your muscles and your metabolism will thank you. Now here's the secret sauce. It's not just movement. It's when and how you do it that makes the real difference. By gently engaging your muscles just before bed, you're essentially priming your body's internal engine to stay in repair mode throughout the night. But here's the trick. You don't want to rev the engine too hard. You want to nudge it, not push it. This isn't about exercise. It's about nervous system balance. So here's a powerful bedtime tool anyone can use. 20 to 30 minutes after your last meal, try just 2 to 3 minutes of calming movement. That could be a quiet walk around your home, slow mobility stretches, even standing side-to-side sways. No equipment, no gym clothes, just gentle, rhythmic motion. And while you do it, breathe through your nose slow and deep. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, also known as your rest and digest mode. It lowers cortisol, helps your blood sugar settle, and sets your body up for a smooth transition into deep, restorative sleep. Together, these simple actions create a recovery trifecta: better glucose regulation, lower stress hormones, enhanced muscle repair. It's a low-effort habit that starts paying off immediately, and you don't need a fitness background to do it. Now maybe you're thinking, I'm already pretty active during the day. Does this really matter for me? Yes, because timing matters just as much as total activity. Research shows that even in highly active adults and seniors, adding just a few minutes of targeted pre-bed movement improves overnight recovery markers, especially when it's paired with nutrient-dense evening meals and reduced screen time. So whether you're trying to build muscle, hold onto strength, or just wake up with less stiffness and fatigue, this 2-minute ritual could be the missing piece in your evening routine. But we're not done yet. Let's add one more tool to your nighttime arsenal, this time, something you can eat. There's a little-known amino acid that quietly supports muscle recovery and sleep depth, especially for older adults and anyone in a calorie deficit. It's called glycine. You've probably never heard of it, but in the world of muscle metabolism, glycine is a hidden gem. Not only does it help you sleep more deeply, it also helps you protect your muscle mass while you do. Here's how it works. Glycine acts like a gentle brake for your nervous system. It tells your brain and spinal cord to relax, reducing internal noise and helping your body cool down, two key ingredients for quality sleep. But its role doesn't stop there. Glycine also plays a crucial part in preserving lean muscle, especially when you're under stress, not eating as much, or recovering from illness or injury. In one clinical study published in Sleep and Biological Rhythms, participants who took just 3 grams of glycine before bed fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and woke up with less fatigue and sharper focus, even when their sleep was cut short. Other studies show it helps increase growth hormone, reduce nighttime cortisol, and support collagen formation in joints and connective tissues. It's like getting muscle support and a sleep aid in one, without the side effects of traditional supplements or medications. So how do you get it? The easiest way is to stir 3 grams of pure glycine powder into water or tea about 30–60 minutes before bed. It's tasteless, inexpensive, and safe for long-term use. You can also find glycine in foods like bone broth, collagen peptides, or gelatin, but for targeted results, a simple powder is often best. By combining light movement, calm breathing, and a small dose of glycine, you're sending your body a clear message every night. It's time to rebuild, it's time to heal. And in a world that often overcomplicates wellness, that kind of simplicity is powerful. Here's where it all comes together. A new study in clinical nutrition showed something remarkable. Older adults who added glycine to their nighttime routine lost less muscle during weight loss or illness. Why? Because glycine does 2 critical things. It reduces chronic inflammation and supports collagen production, both essential for maintaining muscle and joint integrity as we age. But the magic doesn't stop there. When glycine is paired with slow-digesting protein, like micellar casein or collagen-rich foods, something powerful happens. It creates a sustained release of amino acids throughout the night, gently feeding your muscles as you sleep. This pairing helps reduce breakdown and actually supports ongoing repair in the hours when most of us think our bodies are just resting. So, what does this look like in real life? Try this simple nightly ritual. Let's call it your Sleep Strong protocol. About 60 to 90 minutes before bed, take 3 to 5 grams of glycine. You can get this from a clean glycine powder, a collagen supplement, or a warm cup of bone broth. Just make sure the label mentions glycine content. Now, pair that with 20 to 30 grams of slow-releasing protein. Think a scoop of micellar casein in water or unsweetened almond milk, a bowl of cottage cheese, or collagen stirred into a warm herbal tea. This combination delivers 3 key benefits: deeper, calmer sleep thanks to glycine's calming effect on the nervous system, muscle protection through steady amino acid availability overnight, lowered nighttime cortisol, which means less breakdown and more repair. You might ask, why glycine instead of melatonin? Great question. Melatonin is a hormone. It's useful for jet lag or adjusting your sleep-wake cycle, but it doesn't directly support your physical recovery or muscle retention. Glycine, on the other hand, works gently on your nervous system to help you relax fully, fall asleep more easily, and stay in deep sleep longer, without hormonal interference or next-day grogginess. And here's a bonus. Glycine helps counteract cortisol, the same stress hormone we talked about earlier that breaks down muscle and disrupts sleep. Used consistently, it becomes a natural shield against daily wear and tear, especially for older adults. So if you're serious about keeping your strength, supporting recovery, and waking up more refreshed, this small amino acid could be one of the smartest additions to your evening routine. When combined with everything we've covered, smart protein timing, low-sugar meals, blue light control, gentle movement, glycine becomes the final link in a powerful nighttime chain. One that doesn't just protect your muscles, it protects your momentum, your confidence, and your independence. Because in the end, this isn't just about fitness. It's about taking control of your biology so you can keep showing up strong in your workouts, your relationships, and your life. Every night becomes a new opportunity to rebuild, not just your body, but your energy and purpose. Here's what the science is telling us loud and clear. Your muscles aren't just passive tissue. They're dynamic, always adapting to the signals you send. And the signals you send before bed, they matter more than most people realize. If you go to sleep without adequate protein, if your stress hormones are still elevated, if your blood sugar is unstable, Your body shifts into breakdown mode, not repair. But if you give your system the raw materials it needs, slow digesting protein, glycine, low glycemic carbs, and a stress-free wind down, you're sending a completely different message. Rebuild, restore, grow. Think of it this way. Your nighttime routine is like laying out the blueprint for construction. Glycine and casein protein are your bricks and mortar. Gentle movement is your foundation prep. Blue light control is the signal to the foreman. It's time to work. And yes, even carbs, when used smartly, can support sleep and recovery. Low glycemic carbs in moderation help shuttle tryptophan into the brain, boost serotonin, and promote calm. This isn't about avoiding carbs altogether. It's about using them like a tool, not a trap. But here's what will sabotage you. Bright screens before bed, sugary snacks, stressful emails, staying mentally on when your body is craving off. These habits suppress melatonin, spike cortisol, and disrupt growth hormone release. In short, they steal your strength in silence. Now add in just 2 minutes of movement after dinner, light stretches, slow walking, breathing, and suddenly you've created a powerful cascade. Better glucose control, calmer nervous system, and muscles primed for recovery. And don't underestimate glycine. This humble amino acid supports nervous system calm, collagen renewal, and muscle preservation, especially critical for older adults who are more prone to inflammation and nighttime breakdown. When used consistently, it works like a whisper to your biology, rest easy. I've got you. Now you might be wondering, why go through the effort? Because this is bigger than muscle. Your muscle tissue is your metabolic engine. It stabilizes blood sugar, protects your joints, supports balance, resilience, and even cognitive health. And in the long game of aging well, muscle is currency. The more you preserve, the more freedom you retain. So here's your invitation. Tonight, try just one shift. Maybe it's a casein shake before bed. Maybe it's swapping phone time for soft lighting and a few stretches. Maybe it's that cup of warm bone broth, rich in glycine to calm your system. Whatever it is, make it intentional. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now helping me build or break down? Because your body is always adapting. It's always listening. And the choices you make tonight will echo through how you feel tomorrow. If today's video sparked an idea, gave you a tool, or shifted your perspective, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who's ready to reclaim their strength, one night at a time. This community is about more than fitness. It's about smarter aging, deeper recovery, and living fully, body, mind, and biology. Thanks for being here. And until next time, take care of yourself, sleep with purpose, and stay strong.